The 2022 Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl offered football fans a chance to see some high-quality pigskin at the Big House in the Bronx. The Big Ten's Minnesota Golden Gophers seized the opportunity and defeated the ACC'S Syracuse Orange by a final of 28-20. Although the Gophers were technically the home team today, there was quite a loud Orange contingent in attendance at Yankee Stadium, which made it harder for Minnesota's offense to work early in this one. A scoreless first quarter saw both teams have opportunities to punch it in, but neither was able to establish their footing. Towards the end of the frame, Minnesota began to move the ball down the field and get chunk runs from their key running back, Mohamed Ibrahim. Early in the following frame, though, the senior punched in the first score of the game with a 4-yard rushing touchdown. Ibrahim finished with 71 total rushing yards. In doing so, he set a new school record for career and single-season rushing yards. After the game, Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck spoke a bit about the back's competitive nature.
He's the ultimate overachiever, period. I mean, there's nothing you can tell him that he can't do. And it goes back to his recruiting process. I bet you, there's a lot of people who like Mohamed Ibrahim on their team. There's going to be a lot of NFL teams that like him on their team. I've never seen a player better in 12 yards. And that's the best compliment I can give him, because that's where football's played really at the next level, within 12 yards. And, but it goes back to watching him in high school and watching him, his desire to be the best.
Minnesota lost their starting quarterback, Ethan Kaliak-Manis, to injury in the second quarter, leaving it to Tanner Morgan to fill in the gaps. He added a touchdown to Daniel Jackson to make it 14-0, and while Syracuse was able to cut the deficit to 14-7 before the end of the half, it never felt as if the Orange had any strong sense of momentum in this one. Cuse quarterback Garrett Schrader had the only Orange scores, as his team had trouble scoring against a Gopher defense that ranked 4th in the nation in terms of points against. Additionally, a 70-yard Coleman Bryson pick six gave Minnesota a healthy 21-10 lead in the third quarter that would allow them to control the pace of the game going forward. Bryson even brought home MVP of the game honors. Another Tanner Morgan, Daniel Jackson touchdown connection ultimately sealed the deal for the Gophers and put an exclamation point on the Pinstripe Bowl. Schrader made things somewhat interesting with his second rushing touchdown of the day, but by that point, the Orange had already run out of time and timeouts. Once again, your final score is the Minnesota Golden Gophers 28, the Syracuse Orange 20. With WFUV Sports, I'm Colin Loughran.